Hello, this is the LEGO Wizard, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you set 70841, Benny's Space Squad. This is a great set that gives you 4 minifigs, 2 vehicles, a robot, a bunch of accessories, all for only $10. Let's get into the finer points of the set. Now, because the minifigs are the best part of the set, let's first take a look at all these 3 builds, which are amazing callbacks to classic LEGO themes. I don't actually have any of these old sets to compare the buildings with, but these little builds are really good and they're very accurate to the time. I actually went back and looked at some of the magazines from the 80s and 70s from which these are trying to emulate, and it does a really good job. I love the new pieces that they use here that let 2 minifigs to sit down on this. The weapon storage, everything about this. It's very simple, but it works so well, especially for displaying minifigs because it doesn't cover them up at all. You can easily put 2 down on there, and it just works so good, especially with these old style of tires and everything. Really good. The robots, pretty classic. There was some robots like this in that old theme. These pieces for the arms as well, they don't make very much at all anymore, and were very much used in this theme. And the best part is, of course, Benny's little spaceship build. This uses so many classic elements, like these large wing pieces, this front piece, which has these 2 bars on it. There's this great new print for this classic space logo. This really old chair design of piece, which is used here. Just so many classic elements that are used here, and it's still such a simple build that only takes up, maybe 20 pieces maximum. When I built the set, I was surprised at how quickly these builds went through. And it's just such a good way, because nowadays they put a lot more pieces, but then the build on is large. And in the 80s, it was all about it being bigger, brighter, and bolder. And you can see that they've definitely called back to that original style here. And it looks really good. So this set has 4 great minifigs in Benny, Kenny, Lenny, and Jenny from the back of the box of the set. And they have really great accessories like this metal detector, this piece, which is a callback to an older blaster, which I'll get to later. And then just basic a remote control and a hammer, a wrench. But the main thing are these minifigs, which are really well done. The Benny is, of course, just from the old LEGO movie sets. Same style for the scarred torso and then the broken helmet, which is a new piece. But most importantly are these 3. Now, their helmets are actually different to these newer style of helmets that they made, which have the more better chin straps so that they don't snap like Benny's is supposed to be. These actually have the helmets like this, where the chin strap actually pokes out a little bit further than the helmet, which is a good fix to that old problem that they never thought of. And I think this works really well. They've remolded it in 2 new colors, in purple and yellow. Actually, I don't know if yellow's new, but definitely this pink color is new. And overall, the yellow spaceman was an interesting idea because normally they don't include yellow because people use yellow legs to show minifigures naked, and they don't want that in any of their sets. And the pink is just a great idea generally, and it looks really good in this color. And all of them have this same really standard face that has the 2 dots and a smirk. For some reason, a lot of mine have this black mark on the top of it. I think that just might be from them being in storage for a while, these heads, because they're used for all the old modulars. But Benny's got a kind of standard head. It's smiling, and then on the back is a scared face. I think this was in another set. I don't know if it's exclusive. But yeah, all these figs look really good. The last thing I'm going to do is compare them to their original 1980s counterparts. Now, the minifigs I'll be comparing them to are these 3 that I got at Brickvention. These are from the original 80s line, just a white, a red, and a blue spaceman. Their torsos are mostly all in good condition. They have all the original pieces, including the backpack, and 2 of them have some blasters. We'll compare these 2 white ones first, because these 2 form the best comparison, because they're the most similar between all of the ones that I have. As you can see, you can already notice some small differences. The blasters are different. You can clearly tell that they're trying to emulate this old blaster design, but have a brand new style for it. It looks great. Not much to say about that. From the front edge, we can see that the main torso print for the star and then the ship going around it, the design is exactly the same. The only thing is that this one is, of course, more bolder, and I think it's just a little bit bigger, if you can tell. It's just a small bit bigger, and just not by very much, but just a bit. It's mainly just printing differences between the 2, and that this one's been around for so much longer. and the paint's a little bit faded, but very little compared to other ones like the blue one, which has almost all the gold completely faded. But yeah, the printing's basically the same. The heads are exactly the same, which is great. They've kept that perfect. The helmets now are the biggest difference. So take them off. Oh, also the head difference, with one of them having the closed stud heads and then the other one having this. Let's compare the helmets separately. So these two helmets, they look very similar, but they're very noticeable differences. First off, you can tell that one of them is actually quite a bit bigger than the other. The one on the left, which belongs to the newer Spacemen, has a larger molding dot on the top, and from the side you can tell that it has that chin strap that's been elongated, as I said earlier, while this one has the chin strap that goes perfectly with it and it forms a nice smooth line. So this one's a little bit more streamlined, but it's much more fragile. So you have to be careful if you have these older Spaceman types, because they tend to break very easily. Otherwise, the helmets, they work the same. I love the designs of them generally. I think, yeah, it's mainly just that they've made it a bit bulkier so that it doesn't snap. This one's very robust. It seems like a harder plastic than this one, which almost seems flimsy and ready to break. So it's good that they've fixed a design like this for the anniversary of these sets. The differences between Benny and this one are basically the same. The Benny helmet is like the other one, except that the chin strap is crazy long at this point, and it's just completely dwarfing the rest of the helmet to make it with that broken aesthetic. And yes, this one does have a flimsy chin strap, and it will break if I put too much force onto it. And it just works so well. They really do seem like they're from the same theme. So in conclusion, this set is a really great battle pack set that LEGO's come out with. It's great for people who want to make large displays like this, and it just works so well with all these original minifigs. If you put them all together, it works so well. It really does feel like they all fit together. And the price tag for this, with $10, normally $15, is really good. It's basically the price that it was back in the day, which is amazing, especially considering how much you get for just $15. It really is a great set and a good tribute to this classic space line. This is LEGO Wizard. Have a nice day.